Hello, how's it going, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another Shop My Stash video. This is gonna be a fun one, a long one, an exciting one. Grab yourself a snack, a drink, or whatever it is, or maybe just put your makeup on while listening to me talk. If you love Shop My Stash videos, give this one a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel before you leave, and now let's go ahead and talk about it. We're gonna talk about all the products that were in here previously. I don't know how long it's been. I'm pulling some stuff out. I might have moved some stuff around because I'm also like filming my I filmed my eyeshadow declutter palette videos, so things have been shifted, moved, but we're gonna get through this. Yeah, let's do it. I'm very excited. I have new makeup that I just cannot wait to play with, so let's do this. Let's go ahead and get started with powders. The powders that I had in here, I had Nikia Joy Cosmetics. This is the original powder. I love this thing. It's so pretty on the skin. I had Makeup by Mario, and this is the Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Perfector in the shade Light. I did test this all over my face. I found, like, after many trials and error, like here and there trying, the best way for me to use this is to like swirl my brush into it, concentrate it more on this side if I don't have much of a tan, move over if I have a little bit of a tan, and then just use it as a finishing powder. I'm really curious about trying the cream version of this one, or the cream one that he came out with the same time as this. I had NYX HD finishing powder in here. This is in the shade Banana. I like this for under my eye for brightening. And then I had the Huda Beauty powder in here, and this is the Sugar Cookie one. I still like Pound Cake a little bit more than this one, but I do like that one still. Like, it's beautiful. It sets really nicely. I think that was it for powders. Let's go ahead and move to I guess bronzers. Yeah, let's do bronzers. I do have one declutter, and that is the Ciate London. This is the Bamboo bronzer. And the shade is Palm Island. This just does not suit me very well. It's too much on the warm side, so it looks kind of reddish on my skin tone. It does not look very flattering. I am gonna go ahead and declutter this guy. I still have more declutter videos coming, you guys. It's just a little bit at a time. I will be doing, I'm gonna need to do everything that's in my collection, so keep your eyes out for those. The other bronzers I had in here, this is the NARS Laguna 2 original, like, bronzing cream. This was so nice. It was so easy to use. It blended into my skin like super easily. I don't know. Yeah, it's been so hot. Looks like it melted. It was sitting this way, so my product slid. Yeah, it's been hot. Hot. Other bronzer is by Gigi Gorgeous. This is actually a pretty decent one. This is both like a bronzer and a contour. I just swirl my brush into both of them unless like I really want to spend the time, but overall this is pretty nice. Two that I am really enjoying are these two House Labs. This is stunning, you guys. It is so pretty on the skin. Super glowy, and this is in the level 4, light level 4. So beautiful. I am loving it. And then the M Cosmetics Corselet Sculpting Powder Bronzer, and this is in the shade Silhouette. Stunning, super pretty, very pigmented, and the formula is super buttery, so a little tiny dip in this, and then I can like contour, bronze. Beautiful. I enjoyed all three of these bronzers, and Gigi Gorgeous was decent. Okay, I think that's it for bronzers. I do have a face palette, so we'll talk about that after. Highlighters. Let's do highlighters. I had the Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish highlighter in here. This is in the shade Lunar Nude. This is so pretty, you guys, and I just love the packaging. I love the embossment, and I love the packaging. I am gonna go ahead and pull it out. I had House Labs bronzer. This is the highlighter. This one is so pretty too. I did really enjoy the formula. It's like a gel. It's called the Bio Radiant Gel Powder Highlighter. This is in the shade Peach Quartz. The formula is just so nice. It blends really nice on the skin. These are blushes. Let's do this highlighter, Pure Barbie Collab. So pretty. I'm not getting rid of that guy. This is one that I actually am gonna go ahead and declutter. This is by MAC. This is the Golden Bronze iridescent powder. This as a highlighter by itself, it didn't really look that nice on my skin, and especially because the shade is a little bit like on the darker side. It needed to be I think this would be more suited as kind of like something to mix with something else. See, like it's not very, here we go. Let me see if I can get that. So it's not like super highlighty, but if you were gonna use it as like a finishing powder, if you have that skin tone, use this as a finishing powder. That would be really pretty. For me, it's just not gonna work. I think I'll probably either back to MAC or I'll try to post it on Poshmark, because I barely used it. Still relatively new. Okay, I think that's it for bronzers. Let's go, or I mean highlighters. No, I had one more highlighter palettes right here. I have the Glow Kit by Anastasia, and I am gonna go ahead and declutter this guy as well. I really used to enjoy it, but not anymore. So this is gonna go ahead and get decluttered as well. Okay, let's talk about blushes. I had Rare Beauty in here. This is in the shade Bliss. I did really enjoy it a lot. I had Too Faced. This is the Fruit Cocktail Blush Duo in Like My Melons. So pretty. And then I had the Serafina by Juvia's Place. I love this one. I also had one more. That was the one by ColourPop. It was the Disney collab. I am going to go ahead and declutter that one. I pulled it out. I used it, and it just within 2 hours, it just faded off my face. I do have a face palette in here, and this is the Becca Chrissy Teigen palette. I actually really enjoyed this highlighter very recently. I did use it quite a bit this time around. So that one is coming out as well. Everything pretty much is gonna come out. Okay, I guess we'll talk about eyeshadow palettes. I am keeping all of those ones. I don't know if I had anything else before, but these are staying, and whatever was in here before is gone. This is, I always stick this in here because it's just so, I love it, and you can tell I love it. This is the Pat McGrath, and this is the Voyeuristic Vixen. Pulling that out. I had Eloise Sahara Nights in here, which is an all shimmer palette, but really good formula, super pretty on the eyes. I had Natasha Denona, and this is the Cupid eyeshadow palette. This actually came in BoxyCharm. What month was it? Last month? The month before? I do really enjoy it. I did use it quite a bit. I had ColourPop Butter Me Up. This is so much prettier to look at than to use, but she's staying. And then the last palette I had in here was the Natasha Denona Bronze palette. I did get some use out of this one. I used the shades that were not touched before or barely used before, but yeah, this one's really pretty. I am gonna go ahead and pull it out. Okay, I have lots of lippies in here. Let's talk about complexion products now. Like we'll start with primers. This is in a project. It's just in here for now because I want to use it and use it up. The other primers I had in here, I had the NYX Hydro Touch primer. Love this thing. And I also had the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer. Love this thing as well. Both of these, beautiful. For concealers, I had 3. I had It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye. I did use this one once or twice, kind of like blended very lightly all over my face as like a foundation. Looked pretty decent. Item, this is the Air Hug. Is it Item Beauty or is it Item? What is it called? I don't know. This is the Air Hug Concealer. I really like this one. The formula of it and the coverage was really nice. And then this one by LYS, I did really like this one, but this is more of a like serum-y formula. So this is best like applied, let it sit a little bit, and then blend it out. But both of these I did really enjoy. Totally different formulas, but they were both really nice. Okay, for foundations, I had the ABH. This is the Luminous foundation. This is in the shade 270C. Good match for me at this time of the year. Do have a nice tan going on. And then I had the LYS. This is the Triple Fix Serum Foundation. Love this thing. And again, this is my darker shade. This is in the shade MN5. I'm gonna go ahead and pull these out. I have, for setting sprays, I had the CoverGirl Look Lockup, and I have Refresh, the priming and setting spray. I am using this one as a priming spray currently because I like it. I like the product a lot, but the squirter on it is just so weird. I feel like it really like squirts my face, and I don't like that feeling for a finishing spray. I want it nice and even mist, like, you know, not splotchy almost. And for some reason I feel like this one ends up being a little bit splotchy, or I have to like apply too much of it and move the bottle in different spots to kind of get an even coverage on my face, so I end up using a lot. Anyway, I am using this one. I put it in a project to use as a primer mist, and it's really nice for it. And I love this guy as a finishing spray, the CoverGirl. Both of these coming out. Okay, let me pull this guy out just because I don't want to crowd my drawer. I stained it here. Tried to clean it and then didn't complain. Do I have anything in here new? I guess the only thing new, I did pull in one eyeliner by Pat McGrath, the liquid liner, and I pulled in the brow pen by ABH. I'm just using these just because they're here and I have them, and you know. I don't remember. Oh, okay. This highlighter by Artist Couture. I did go on travel for like 2 days, not very long, and I did take this guy with me to use as a highlighter, and it's so pretty. I kind of was like, maybe I just leave it in here and I try to finish this highlighter this year. It's not a lot of product in here. It's 1 gram. So, and I've been using it for a while, so I think I'm gonna keep it and just play with it, you know, whenever. Lippies. I have a lot. The ones that I use and I used a ton are in here. These I've used as well, but they're in here because, okay. Let's talk about the ones that are in, let's talk about these first. For lip liner, I have this LA Girl Ultimate Lip Liner in Relentlessly Red. Love it. I am gonna go ahead and put it on my table to hopefully try and finish this guy up. This here. I picked up by like the Gwen Stefani line. This is the Original Me High Performance Matte Lipstick. It's the original recipe. Oh my gosh, you guys, this shade is so pretty. This lipstick was so pretty. I am gonna go ahead and swatch it because, well, we have to. Oh, I'm dying. I really want to pick up the Power Matte lipsticks that NARS just released. The shade that I wanted, Too Hot to Touch or Too Hot to something, sold out immediately. But I think I'm gonna pick up Dragon Girl. But yeah, this is Gwen Stefani. I do want to hold on to it. I'm not ready to put it back yet, but there it is. Other lippies that were in here, I did use them. I just did not use them enough, so I kept them in here so I can use them some more. I had the Kylie Jenner lipstick. This is in the shade Madeline. I think I'm ready to go ahead and actually put it back into my collection. It was pretty nice, and I did use it enough to want to put it back. This is by MAC, and this is the Keith Haring. Red Haring. I don't know how to say his name. Keith Haring or Keith Haring. Anyway, beautiful red. Again, I did use them. I just not enough. That I was like, maybe I keep them in here, but now we're rotating everything. I had Persona. This is in the shade Coral, the gloss, and I had the Lip Blaze by Lime Crime. This is in the shade Clover. I am gonna go ahead and pull all of them out because, well, why not? Let's rotate. And then everything that I super used and enjoyed the crap out of is in here. More reds, of course. I did have the House Labs. This is the Scarlet Matte Lip Crayon. So pretty. I had the M Cosmetics Liquid Lipstick in Love. Stunning. I had Amore Matte by Milani. This is such a beautiful lip color too. It's not like super red. It's kind of pinkishy red. It's stunning. It's so pretty. And I have the perfect skirt and white top to wear with this for work. So it's like, that's the outfit. I've made the outfit. I had the MAC Potent Petal lipstick in here as well. This is Really pretty. This is creamy. I think this is cream. I can't remember. Was this cream or was this matte? This is the matte lipstick, and this is one of the Love Me lipsticks, so it's more creamy. I had the Plumped AF by Lottie London. This was really nice. I enjoyed it, you guys. And I had two lippies by Merit Beauty. Again, these were sent to me for review purposes or testing, free from Merit. I had the shade Au Naturel and Pink Beat. Why was I gonna call it Pink Petal? And both of these, just so pretty. I have more of like this type of line, but I love them. Plum Tape F, I think I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out. Maybe we'll try something new. Wow, okay, I think this is the cleanest it's been in a while, or like pulled out everything in it. I do want to try and clean the stain out. I'm gonna put everything back into the drawers, and then we'll shop my stash for new items. So we're gonna start with new makeup, you guys. I'm so excited. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and shop my stash for new items to use. I am gonna go ahead and start with the brand new makeup. Like I mentioned earlier, I have some new palettes. I cannot wait to play with them. The first one I am pulling in is this one by Lunar Beauty. This is the Nude Prism eyeshadow palette. My friend Mariella sent me this for my birthday. Can't wait to use it. And I have one more palette that I cannot wait to use, and that is the Danessa Myricks, the Lightworks Volume 3. I've held on to this for a long time so far. I've swatched it, but I haven't used it yet. I picked it up like weeks ago, almost a month ago. I cannot wait to play with this. So, and like always, we will be doing swatches at the end of the video. I have more newer eyeshadow palettes, but I think I'm gonna hold off because I want to play with some of my older ones. So I'm gonna stick this back in here. And this is a blush palette. Should we pull it in? Maybe we should pull this one. And this one was decluttered by my friend Mariella, and we did a swap. So she sent me this. Let's pull it in, because why not? Okay, there's a lot of stuff in here. I need to kind of like organize it real quick, and then I'll pull in some new things. I don't know why I want to organize it, but it's just the look of it is a little stressful. Okay, you guys, you cannot, I don't know that anybody can blame me. You know how much I love the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. So I picked up a backup when Ulta had their 10 times points day, because I was like, you know what? I know I want it. Let me get 10 points, 10 times the points. I think this was like the only makeup I purchased. It was this one and this one from NYX Lippy, which I'm gonna pull in the NYX today. This is Milky Gloss. This looks kind of dark, but I don't think it's supposed to be this dark. This is in the shade Chocolate Shake. So I'm gonna pull this in. The concealer I'm not pulling in at this time, but I just wanted to let you know. Is this a new lip liner? I don't need a mascara. I don't need a mascara. A lot of stuff that either was freebies or BoxyCharm. And I pull this one in. Makeup Forever, the Rouge Artist lip pencil crayon thing. This is in the shade Cherry Muse. This was the only lippy I bought during the lipstick day, National Lipstick Day. So I'll pull this one in. Okay, there's a lot of stuff in here. I need to get in there, and my dog is in the way. She's sleeping right under where I film. You know, these have been here for quite some time. Whoopsies. Whoops-a-daisy. This is a Kevin Aucoin sculpting powder. This is in the shade Light. Thinking, do I want to pull it in? Ooh, this is too light for sculpting powder. Okay, I'm gonna hold off on that. Let's see. This is brand new, and as soon as I open this, it's just so I don't want to open it because you have to use it pretty quick. I am gonna go ahead and pull in this Milani highlighter. This is in the shade Champagne d'Oro Baked Highlighter. I haven't used it yet, so let's pull this one in. Okay, you guys, sorry it took me a while. I was just trying to organize things and know what I have or what I don't have before I start shopping for new items. I am gonna go ahead and pull in Jacka Black, the Glow Drops. This is a primer. I'm excited to try it. I have two new products. They're new to me, but they're not new. They're by e.l.f. The Putty Bronzer, and this is in the shade Golden Days. And then I picked up one of the Luminous Putty Blushes, and this is in the shade Isla de Sol. I think I used this one. I'm pretty sure I at least swatched it, and I was amazed by how stunning this is. So I'm pulling both of these in. And then the last product I'm gonna pull in from the new makeup drawer is Makeup by Mario, and this is the Moisture Glow Plumping Lip Serum Lip Balm thing, and this is in the shade Bronze Glow. These were sold out for the longest time. I picked it up right when it came back in stock months ago, so I'm ready to play with this. So I'm gonna pull this one in. And I think that is gonna be it from the new makeup drawer. There's a bunch of other lippies and whatnots in here. I pulled in plenty. I don't need any new mascaras or anything like that. I do have a little sample of the Touch Liquid Self Canvas, so I am gonna pull it in and use it up. Maybe we'll get one more primer, and let's pull in some setting sprays. Here we are for primers. You know, I pulled in that one sample. Maybe I pull in more samples. Look at all these samples. Ooh, mattifying primer I don't use. This one I don't really like. I think time for these to be passed on to somebody who would use them. Let's go ahead and pull both of these in. I would love to just use them up and be done with them. So yeah, I'm gonna pull both of these in. These are by Guerlain. They're not really a primer, but they are stunning as a primer. They are the Youth Watery Oil Plumps, Smooths, and Illuminates. I do really like them as a primer, so I'm gonna pull those in. And same thing like with the Vichy 89. I finally picked up a full size of these. I do like to use these as a primer, not a serum. Okay, so we got our primers. Let's go ahead and move on to the next drawer down, which will be setting sprays. For a setting spray, let's see. I think I am gonna go ahead and, what do we want to play with? Ooh, let's do the Derma Blend one. Oh, this guy is good. This one is good. Really good setting spray. Derma Blend, Look and Last, water resistant setting spray, up to 24-hour wear. I'm gonna pull this guy in, and I think I'm gonna hold off on a primer mist. I'm pulling in a primer mist because I do have the one that I'm working on by Haley's. I want to make a dent in that. Eyeshadow palettes. Let's do that next. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and move along to other eyeshadow palettes. I'm gonna pull in one that I wasn't so sure about, but I thought it was really pretty when I swatched it. This is the Wild Berry Cutie palette by Nabla. I am gonna go ahead and pull this one in this time and yeah, play with it. Let's see what else. I think it's been a while since we played with Persona. I think I'm gonna pull in Persona Identity 2 for this Shop Mustache. I feel like I want some color. And I think a lot of these would look really pretty with the Danessa Myricks eyeshadow palette too. So I'm gonna do this one. And then the last one I'm gonna pull in, I know which one I wanna do. I wanna do the Major Dimension by Patrick Ta. Yeah, I'm gonna pull this one in. This is the first one that he came out with. I didn't pick up the second one, but I've been considering it. So before I do that, let me play with this one. And I think that will be it for eyeshadow palettes. I've pulled in 2 and then 3 other ones, so 5 total. That's plenty. I'm not gonna go into the next drawer down, so that's enough. I do need foundations and concealers. Let's do that. Okay, for foundations and concealers, I think for foundation, I'm gonna go ahead and pull in the Dior one, the Skin Glow. This is in the shade 2N. I'm gonna do that one. And oh, I did pick up the e.l.f. Halo Glow liquid filter. I have been using it as a foundation, or like mixing it with other foundations, so I have tested it out. I picked up the shade 3, which is the light medium. I do have the shade 3 in Charlotte Tilbury, the Hollywood Flawless filter. They're very different shades. They're not the same. I don't know why I thought they would be. Maybe because it was a lot of people were hyping it as dupes, but not necessarily shade dupes, I guess. I had to tell you, I had to speak it out loud. Maybe we do pure. Why not? It's been a while since we played with this foundation, and this is be a good time for me to use it at this time of the year with a little bit of tan. Okay, I'm gonna do this one. So the two foundations. I think that's it for foundations. Let's do concealer. I guess it would be only right to do the Dior Skin Correct, and this is in the shade 2W. I'm gonna do that, pull that one in. Do I want to do the Naked Skin? I think I'm gonna pull in the e.l.f. one. This is the I think this was the creamy camo. Is that what it's called? Creamy camo? I think it's called the creamy camo concealer. So I'm gonna pull this one in. I think that's it from here. Let's go ahead and do powders. I don't know why I always have a hard time picking out powders to use. I don't know why. It just shouldn't be this difficult to decide on a powder to use for the week, right? Or however many weeks it will be. How about we do the Halo powder by e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder. This is in the shade Light. I'm gonna do that one. I'm gonna pull in the by Terry powder. This is the hyaluronic press powder, shade 0, which is colorless. Ooh, my goodness, I bumped. My head bumped into that. I'm gonna pull this guy in. I've tried the loose. I haven't tried this one yet, so I'm gonna pull that one in. And let's see. I think I kind of want to do La Prairie. Because, well, why not? So let's do that one. And then for a finishing powder, I'm gonna pull in La Prairie powder. And for a finishing powder, I'm so close, you guys, on my Laura Mercier that I just want to finish it. Let me pull it out and show it to you. This is all I have left. I mean, I just want to finish this guy. I need to finish it this year. I can't wait anymore. So I think I'm gonna just try. I'm just gonna use this guy, this powder. Laura Mercier. This is the Kindle Glow in the shade 2. I do like it as a finishing powder. Most of the time I use it as a finishing powder. Occasionally, if I'm going for no makeup look, I'll use this as a setting powder with just like a concealer and like very light coverage foundation. So we're doing that. I think that's it for powders. We don't need any more. I got 4 different powders. That's plenty. Do you want single shadows? These were sent to me kindly by Barbara. Or is it Barbie? Shoot, no, it's Barbara. I am gonna go ahead. I'll leave her Instagram in the description box and her Instagram handle. She does a lot of painting projects. She's collaborating a couple different projects. But I've never used these. I'm gonna pull this guy in because I think this will be a really fun one to play with, and I'll tell you the names and the shades of the names and all that, and I'll swatch them at the end. So I'm gonna pull this guy in. Okay, for bronzers, let's see. I think I'm gonna do Marc Jacobs because, well, why not, right? This is the Omega Tan. Sorry, Tantastic. Omega Bronze in the shade Tantastic. Let's do that, and let's do. I really wanna play with this one, Huda Glowish Bronzer. I don't know. Oh, this one is really pretty. Let's do the Balm Bronzilla. This is really pretty. I'm gonna pull in Bronzilla by the Balm. Let's see. Why don't we pull in Love with Cocoa? This is by Wet n Wild. So I have a bronzer and a highlighter. That, and I did pull in 1 cream bronzer, maybe just one more bronzer. because I like bronzers. How about we do kind of in between Nabla, Hourglass, or the MAC one? I think maybe we do Hourglass. I'm gonna do this one, the Diffuse Bronze Light. I think I'm gonna do this one. It's pretty. I feel like I'm a little bit tanner than that. Now, what do we have here? What's the other choice? The other choice was MAC Give Me Sun. Maybe we do MAC Give Me Sun. Yeah, let's do that. We'll do MAC Give Me Sun. Okay, so 4 bronzers and 1 cream. I'm good. Let's do blushes. All right, for blush, I do have 1 cream, and I pulled in that 1 palette by Alamar Cosmetics. So let's get some other stuff, some other blushes. How about we pull in the one by Sicily? It's been too long since I used it, and I need to. Orchid Coral 3. I'm gonna pull that one. I think. What else? Ooh, you know that Bobbi Brown blush. This guy. This is Illuminating Bronzing Powder, but this is in the shade Santa Barbara. Definitely a blush for me. I'm gonna pull that one in. And I think I would like 1 more. Or 2 more, maybe. I don't really want to do this one. The Rose Ink. Ooh, this is pretty. This is so pretty. The shade Foxglove. But we pulled in a cream. What's this one? Mount. I think that's Honey Thief. Let's try this one, the Hello Kitty by Colourpop. I hope this one is better lasting on my skin than the other one was. I'm gonna do this guy. Very pretty for this time. This is in Aloha Honey blush, so we'll do this guy. Okay. I think the last blush that I'm gonna pull in, I'm gonna do, why don't we do that one by MAC? All right, I'm gonna do this one by MAC. I'm gonna do, this is the Glow Clay in the shade So Natural. These are gonna be on sale during Ulta's 21 Days of Beauty, and I might pick up a shade or 2 more, so I'm gonna pull this one in. That's it for blush. Let's move on to highlighters. All right, for highlighters, I think I'm gonna pull in this guy, Flex Milk Makeup Flex Highlighter, and this is in the shade Lit. I'm gonna do this one. We have 1 highlighter so far, only the one by Milani. So, you know, we can play with other highlighters. Okay. Pull in Bronze Glow by Bobbi Brown. This was sent to me by my friend Jen. I played with it when she first sent it to me, but I haven't since then. I want to play with it again. Ooh, that's so pretty. Pull this one in. This is in the shade Bronze Glow. I think I already set the shade. I think, why don't we play with this one? This is Laura Mercier. This is the Baked Highlighter. I hate the packaging of it. This is Matte Radiance Baked Powder Highlight in the shade 01. A really pretty highlighter. So that one, I want 1 more, because then we got like baked and, you know, baked and not baked. Okay, what do we want to play with? How about, let's do Prosecco Pop, because, well, why not, right? I'm gonna pull this guy again. Okay, that's it for highlighters and all that. I'm gonna put everything back. I'll probably pick up a couple more lippies, and then let's do swatches of everything that is in my makeup drawer for this time around. Okay, here we are. I put everything back into the everyday makeup drawer. It's a lot of stuff, but I'm so excited. Let's go ahead and get into it. I'll show you everything I pulled in. We'll do swatches, and yeah, I guess we'll start with complexion, like primer and whatnot. For primers, I had this Jekka Black Glow Drops. This, I think this came, I'm pretty sure this came in a BoxyCharm, still sealed. Otherwise, I'll swatch it right now. But yeah, this came in a BoxyCharm. I'm excited to see how this goes, you know? Here we goes. There's that for primer. And then I have the little samples in here. 2 by Guerlain, 1 by Tatcha. I think I'm gonna work on these first and then start working on that. Okay, for foundation, I have 2 in here. I pulled in the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie foundation, and I pulled in the Dior Forever Skin Glow foundation. This is in the shade 2N and this is in the shade MN3. Good shade for me right now, both of them. I think they're pretty good shades for this time of the year. And for concealers, I have 2. I pulled in e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. There's the name. This is in the shade Medium Peach. And I have Dior Forever Skin Correct Concealer in 2W. I love this concealer. Highly, highly recommend it. And then for setting spray, I pulled in the Dermablend Lock and Last Water Resistant Setting Spray. This is a really good one. I'm actually like excited to use it. That's it for complexion. Let's go ahead and do powders, and then we'll do bronzer, blush, and all the rest. For powders, I pulled in by Terry. This is the Hyaluronic Pressed Hydra Powder in the shade is colorless. I really want to just feel this guy. Okay. I think I like the pressed better than the loose version. The loose one just went everywhere. It's so finely milled. We'll see how this goes on my actual skin, how it plays with other products. I pulled in La Prairie Translucent Powder. This is in the shade Translucent 2. I pulled in e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder, and this is in the shade Light. And for finishing powder, I pulled in Laura Mercier Candle Glow, and this is in the shade 2. This is such a pretty powder. Such a pretty powder for either like just setting or finishing powder. I love it. I really, really like it. So that's it for powders. All right, let's move on to bronzers. The first one I pulled in is by Marc Jacobs, and this is the Fantastic Omega Bronze. I do really like this guy. I actually picked it up on sale from Sephora like before it was official that they're going out of business. It's weird because it feels like just I feel like somebody else had that problem. It felt like it was puffed up in the middle. Like when I was touching it, I felt like I need to push it down. Anyway, here's this guy, Omega Bronze. Did I forget how to swatch? I think I forgot how to swatch. Here we go. Fantastic. Next up for bronzers, I have a Bronzilla by The Balm. This is a bronzer, contour, and shadow. This is actually a really nice bronzer. I was really happy when I received this from The Balm. It feels pretty dry though. Why is it feeling so dry like that? That's weird. I'm not sure, but here it is. It feels really dry. Like, kind of like it has a layer of kind of like sand on it or something. So weird. Okay, here's that one. I mean, I know it's clean beauty and all that, but it can't be trash. Well, anyways. There is that. The other bronzer I had in here is by MAC. This is Give Me Sun. It's a mineralized skin finish, but the shade is Give Me Sun. Really pretty as a bronzer. There's that. And then the last one I have is by Wet n Wild, In Love with Cocoa. This is a bronzer and a highlight. Let's go ahead and swatch the bronzer first. I remember when I picked this one up, I was pretty impressed by the bronzer. There it is. And then here's a highlighter. Highlighter in here is pretty nice too. Here it is. Definitely not for under the eye, more like a real highlighter. Oh, and we have the cream bronzer. How could I forget the cream putty bronzer from e.l.f. Here it is. I haven't used this one yet. This is, or swatch it, in the shade Golden Days. Okay. There we go. Oh, okay. Did not expect it to kind of like immediately feel like powder when you blend it in. That looks nice. That's a nice shade. Okay. I'm excited to try that on my face with a real, like a brush. Okay, let's move right along. Let's do blushes. Let's do swatches of the blush palette first. This is the Lunar Cosmetics, and I think this is the shade Light. Oh no, this is the shade Medium Tan. Seclusion, Isla, and Toasted. So Toasted, Isla, Seclusion. I wouldn't call this a medium deep palette. I'm surprised. The only like shade that I would call deep would be this one, but it's not really deep. Okay, formula seems pretty nice. I'm really excited to try it on my skin. There's that. Other blushes we pulled in. We pulled in Aloha Honey by Hello Kitty collab with ColourPop. This looks so beautiful. Look at this color. Look at this color. Look how bright that is. Oh my goodness, that's a beautiful color. Beautiful color. I pulled in Orchid Coral shade 3 by Sicily. I just love this blush. It's so natural looking on the skin. You can wear it with anything. There's that one. Sicily. We have Bobbi Brown, and this is in the shade Santa Barbara 13. It's marketed as a bronzing powder. It's a blush. It's definitely not a bronzer. Nobody would, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I can't say nobody would. There it is. And we got two more blushes. One is MAC. So we got MAC Glow Play, and this is in the shade So Natural. I haven't used this one in a while. It's been so hot. I hope it's just not messed up completely. Oh no, feels really nice and creamy still. Oh my gosh, feels so nice. So like bounce-alicious. Okay, swatching this one's gonna be kind of lame because like, how do you swatch something so natural, you know? And I keep trying. I'm trying to give you guys a good swatch. Oh my gosh, look at the texture. Oh, okay, I'm totally messing this baby up. I need to stop. Okay, let's try it over here. Here it is. There's So Natural. Looks so pretty. Yeah, it's pretty. I guess I'll try to put this one back here so it doesn't dry out. And we got one more blush, and which is the e.l.f. Luminous Blush. Luminous Putty Blush. And this is in the shade Isla del Sol. This is such a pretty summer shade. Oh man. There it is. God, that's a beautiful tangerine shade. So pretty. Okay, so these are my blushes for this time around. For highlighters, we got a couple. First one is by Laura Mercier. I better clean that swatch with my hand here. Okay. Let's do Laura Mercier. This is the Highlight 01 Matte Radiance Baked Powder Highlighter. Shade is 01. This is like a shockingly beautiful highlighter. Like when you hear the words matte, radiance, baked, you're like, what? But look at that. This is an intense swatch, just for demonstration purposes. Next, I don't want to swatch this right next to it because we're gonna be like, oh my god, that's too dark. Let's do Prosecco Pop. Becca, Prosecco Pop. Here's Prosecco Pop. Pop. What? Milani, this is baked highlighter in Champagne d'Oro. Like golden champagne, I think. That's what that means. Okay. Here's that. Let's do Milk Flex in the shade Lit. This is a glazed donut highlighter for sure. Pretty, pretty. Very pretty. And then the last one is the Bobbi Brown in the shade Bronze Glow. This might be the only one that I could really use this time around, considering that I have a nice tan. But let's go ahead and swatch it. Oh man, I just want to touch it. Like the ridges of the thing feels so good. And here it is. Yeah, that's a pretty one for me right now. There we go. We'll do eyeshadow palettes first. Let's do these. I think it's Cleonda. Oh my gosh, I don't know, you guys. I don't know what the brand is. This is the shade Majesty. Oh, I don't remember what these were called. Something. Let me swatch them. Ooh. Okay. Don't dip your fingers too much in, Rania. These are intense. Look at that purple. So that's that golden shade. Oh my goodness. Ah! There's the teal shade, which I'm not really big on teal, but I think that is beautiful. And there's that purpley shade. Is it Cleona? I don't know. I cannot remember the brand. I don't know. I was gifted this little trio. Okay, let's do next. Let's do Nabla Wildberry Cutie palette. Bucolic baby? Oh, what? Bucolic? Bucolic. Bucolic. Let's do Venom. Let's do Incense. Oh, I didn't expect Incense to be this formula. Oh my gosh, look at this beautiful berry shade. Look at this berry shade. Man, all right. We got Botanic Juice. Do them over here. Botanic Juice. Ooh. Blackberry. And then the last one is Alchemy 2.0. Oh man, that's a pretty shade. It's like a beautiful topper shade. Here they are. Here's this palette. Looks so pretty. Okay, now I'm really excited to play with it. Next, I am gonna go ahead and pull the two new palettes out, do a couple swatches of those. Lunar Beauty Nude Prism color palette. Look how pretty this is. It's my first time trying Lunar Beauty, and this palette is just neutral heaven. I just want to touch a couple of these shades. Let's do classic. Maybe we do apricot. How about cherry blossom? And we'll do some shimmer shades. Okay, I see you. Nice formula. Okay. Let's do some of the shimmer shades. How about Laura, Sam, Expose, and Star-Crossed? Ooh, nice, man. Look at that. Ooh, so pretty. I'm excited for this palette, you guys. I know it kind of looks like neutral and all that, but I'm so excited for it. This is the color story I really, really like. And yeah, I'm excited for that one. Here's that. Let's do swatches of the Danessa Myricks. This is the Lightworks Volume 3. You guys, this was... I kept seeing, like, I saw the pictures online and I totally did not pick up the first, I don't know, Lightwork palettes or the one that she released last year. I missed out on that one. So I'm like, okay, I'm getting this. Look at that. I have swatched it. This is a cream shade. And I think they can be used like face, and this is all over face, multi-use palette. So yeah, you can use it on the face as a highlighter. You can use it on the eyes. Again, this is a cream shade. I'm gonna swatch it all because you have to see this. Let's start over here. This is the shade Strawberry Moon, which is kind of like a, I think more like a topper shade. This is the shade Aurora. Gaia, I want to say. And then Solar Rain is down here. So, Strawberry Moon, Aurora, Gaia, and Solar Rain. So beautiful. Oh. Okay, move right along to the next row over. We've got Polaris, which is the cream shade. We've got Galaxy, Martian, and Soul. So here's the cream, Polaris, forgot, Galaxy, Martian, and Soul. I cannot wait to play with this guy. Cannot wait to play with it on my eyes, not just, you know, swatching. We've got Persona Identity 2. It's a really pretty palette too. How about let's do Driven, Empowered, Resilient, and how about we do Brave? Just for a couple, 4 shades. I'm gonna do them right over here. Oh, that matte did not want to cooperate. Matte shade. Okay, here it goes. Pretty weird spot to swatch, but okay, so this was the shade Driven. This is Empowered, Resilient, and Brave. And then the last eyeshadow palette I pulled in is the Major Dimension eyeshadow palette by Patrick Ta. This is the first one, so this is the bronzy one. Okay, let's do a couple swatches. I'm gonna do, of course, that one because it calls my name every time. This one is really pretty. They're all so pretty. I'm gonna do a couple swatches of the creams, or I'll do the cream swatches of this palette. Guys, I don't know. I was very interested in the second one when it came out. Now I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's gonna end up releasing something for the holidays. Maybe I hold off. You know, considering how close we are to the holidays. And then let's do the cream swatches. Ooh, cream needed, at first I was like, oh no, but much better. There we go. Here. Nothing else was added to like the mascaras and all of that, but I have got my lippies. I've got a bunch of lippies in here too. I don't know why, I just separated them, but they're gonna all be in here. Let's get started. I have quite a few. Maybe I'll do swatches and then we'll talk about what each one is. All right, let me go ahead and do swatches of the lippies real quick, and then I'll come back and let you know what they are. Alrighty, you guys, I went ahead and swatched all of the lippies. Let's talk about them real quick. We'll start with lip liners. The first lip liner over here is by Kylie. This is the Ulta Beauty Kylie lip liner. The one right next to it is by Rimmel London. This is in the shade Tiramisu. Over here is a Maybelline Superstay Ink Crayon in the shade Enjoy the View. Such a beautiful color. Over here is by e.l.f. and this is a sheer slick, and this is in the shade Dragon Fruit. I feel like this is not a shade for me. At least that's how I feel right now. Over here is a liquid lipstick, and this is also a Kylie. The same, like this and this came in the same set. Kylie liquid lip in the shade is Ulta Beauty. There's that. I don't remember it being so mauve-y for some reason. Right over here is Maybelline Lifter Gloss, and this is in the shade Amber. Right next to it is the Bullet Lipstick by Makeup Forever, and this is in the shade 406 Cherry Muse. Right over here is the GXVE Gwen Stefani Original Recipe over here. Right over here, we've got Rosy Bronze by Milani. Right next to it is the new NYX Chocolate Shake Lip Gloss. Very ashy looking. I hope it looks good on my skin tone. This one is a little tiny Shiseido lip gloss. I just want to finish this little tiny baby, so it's here. Right next to it, we have American Woman by NARS. I feel like these are pretty similar. This one is a little bit more mauve-y. I do like NARS formula a lot more than the Kylie one. And then the last lip product over here is by Mario, and this is the Plumping Lip Serum in the shade is Bronze Glow. Not as many reds as I typically have. Got quite a nice variety. I feel like I'll probably end up reaching in my stash for some other shades to use. I didn't realize I pulled in so many cool tone shades. I need warmer tones for all of the eyeshadow palettes I pulled in. Anyway, this is it. These are them. Yeah, these are my lippies for this time around. Alrighty, you guys, this is it for this time's Shop My Stash, or for the Shop My Stash video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you're curious about any of the items I pulled in, or anything else that you saw in my stash, leave me a comment down below. I love chatting with you. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.